That is the arc of what this session is actually about. Today's content maps directly onto that cycle. ASAP Quick Pick is the specific technique that moves you from unconscious incompetence, saving videos into one differentiated bucket, into the beginning of conscious competence. It is, as the title says, the first doctrine move. 5 questions. Let's go. Question number 1. Watch later, ask one question. Do you want to save this video? Never ask the more important question. Will you actually consume it and when? The ASAP Quick Pick was built to answer that second question. Listen, watch later is not a bad feature. I want to be clear about that at the top. Watch later represents something real. It represents the moment a content consumer looks at a video and makes a deliberate decision. This matters enough to say that is not nothing. That is the beginning of conscious content consumption. You tapped the video, you put it somewhere intentionally. But watch later is still a bucket with one dimension. And here is what I mean by that. When you save a video to watch later, the platform asks you exactly one question. Do you want to save this video? You answer yes. Video goes into the bucket grows, and the platform never follows up. It never asks, when are you planning to watch this? It never asks, is this something you need now or something you want to archive for a later moment in your life? It never distinguishes between the video you need to consume this week and the video you might want to revisit in a year. It treats all saved content identically. One bucket, one label, no time, no intent, no hierarchy. And that is the foundational problem. The naming schema can become flexible. What is not flexible is the starting condition. Before any of that granularity becomes possible, the ASAP Quick Pick has to exist. The container has to be named because everyone who uses playlists at all understands watch later. Everyone who has ever saved a video understands the gesture of saving. The ASAP Quick Pick is differentiated enough from that gesture. It has a specific name, a specific temporal intent, a specific relationship to your immediate consumption window, that it functions as a legible upgrade, not an alien system. Visible next step. Question number 2. The moment you have an ASAP playlist, every video you consider saving becomes a binary decision. Is this for right now, or is it something else? That decision is the difference between passive saving and active routing. Here is what the binary choice actually looks like. You're on YouTube. Something appears in your home feed, your subscription box, your search results. And the question that arises immediately before you've consciously deliberated is this for right now, or is this something else? If it's for right now, ASAP Quick Pick. If it's something else, something for later, something topically specific, something you want to but not consume immediately, the routing decision bifurcates into a different container, a category specific Quick Pick, a longer term save, a watch later playlist as cold storage, a different bucket entirely. Let me give the other side of this its proper due. Using watch later is already a form of conscious engagement. I'm not taking that away from anyone who uses it. If you're tapping videos and placing them into watch later intentionally because there's a reason behind that tap, because you know why you're saving it, you are already exercising a form of playlist competence. That is meaningfully different from liking a video. Liking a video leaves a trace. Saving to a playlist is a routing decision, even if it's a course run. The question is what happens when that system reaches its limits. Now, let's map this onto the cycle that opened this session, because the 5 questions we're covering today are not independent techniques. They are 5 angles on the same underlying movement through those 4 stages. Where are you right now? If you're currently using watch later as your only container, and you haven't yet thought about the fact that your saving behavior lacks a time horizon, that is unconscious incompetence, not a criticism. That's where the cycle starts for everyone. You don't know what you don't know. If this session has named the gap, if you can now feel the problem that watch later creates, the question it never asks, that is conscious incompetence. It replaces a one-off decision with a system, and that system compounds. Question number 4. Take a look at our Politics 4 Quick Pick series. Question 4. The platform gives you an alternative to routing. Click the new video. Go to your watch history. Click back to what you were watching. That works, technically, but what are you actually risking when you bounce in and out of videos that way? And what does playlist theory preserve for you that the watch history workaround cannot? What it does not preserve? Insight. Here's what I Playlist theory preserves an insight in terms of playlist title and schema. The word playlist carries a meaning that watch history cannot replicate. A playlist is named. A watch history is generated. A playlist reflects a decision you made. A watch history reflects moment. A watch history reflects movement you made. Those are different things. One is a record of your routing choices, the other is a record of your navigation behavior. And here is why building it intentionally is different from having a long watch history. A long watch history is a record of movement. A playlist system is a record of decisions. Those are different archives. One tells you where you went, the other tells you what you chose to hold. The distinction matters because the thing you are building towards, active content consumer who understands, remembers, recognizes, and indexes content they consume over time, is someone who is developing a consume digest, a structured, navigable personal record of their relationship to YouTube as a cybernetic ecology, not a list of videos, a map of engagement, stratigraphy of intention. The ASAP Quick Pick is how that stratigraphy begins. It is the first title, the first container, the first deliberate routing decision. And over 19 quarters, over 4.5 years of consistent practice, you get to 19.2 ASAP Quick Pick. You get to a system with layers, with history, with the ability to pull up any quarter, any month, any topical thread, and read exactly what you were tracking and why.